I find a phone booth down by the bus station to call it in. Makes it look like a transient, and I make my way across town to the pain-in-my-ass doctor who won't prescribe over the phone. Luckily, there are not many people in the waiting room, so I fill out the BS paperwork they give you. Might as well wipe my crotch with it, as every question is meant to break you down into one of two categories: big crazy or little crazy. Little crazy gets you the drugs. Big crazy gets you the hospital. So I answer the questions and think about father. If I think about mother, they'll get out the straitjacket within 10 minutes. Now I wait and play the dog and pony show. So you made it in. Good choice. Your blood work indicates anemia, but some iron supplements will fix that right up. As far as the sertraline, do you feel the 50s are keeping the nightmares at bay, or do you want to try the 100s? The 100s will make you a bit more drowsy, but you can take your dose towards the evening and combine it with a meal for the best results. But you can try breaking it in half, take one in the morning and half in the evening. See how your body handles it. If you introduce alcohol, you will never get the dosing right, and it's highly dangerous. So tell me, what have you been experiencing? Well, Doc, I feel like I have these flashbacks of old cases that I've worked on. Sometimes I see dead bodies that I've come across in the field. Once in a while, they talk to me. But in my head, I realize it's just my imagination, but at the time, it seems so real. I'm right back there in that place, in that gully, in that drainage ditch, in that empty house, seeing those victims, seeing their faces. It's almost like I can smell death in the room. In reality, I'm only in my living room, sitting in my chair, smoking my cigar. Well, it's my belief that introducing alcohol has caused this drug to have adverse effects. I think without the alcohol, you wouldn't be having these symptoms. That's why I've told you time and time again, you can't mix alcohol with these types of drugs. It will literally kill you, or at the very least, send you to the hospital, maybe even the psych ward. So do yourself a favor, lay off the booze, at least until you can get these drugs dialed in. Otherwise, there's no chance for you to feel what it's like to be normal. Normal? What's normal? When you've seen things that I've seen, flashbacks, the killing, the murder, the acts of cruelty that humans do to each other, it's sickening in itself. That's exactly why we put you on leave and gave you the status of temporarily disabled. Until you get these drugs dialed in, you're going to be plagued by these flashbacks and traumatic stress the brain has suffered over the years. If we can get these drugs dialed in, you'll have an opportunity to go back to work someday. Start doing good again, solving crimes, helping people. I know you're considered to be very good at your job, very thorough. From what I understand, a high rate of solving crimes. But until you can differentiate between reality and flashback, you're going to have to stay on these drugs and your current status of disabled. It's also important to regulate your free time with healthy activities. I don't know what hobbies you have, but I would suggest that you put some time into working on the house. Take advantage of any club memberships you have. You need to be in a normal setting with normal people. It's all a part of the treatment program, and even though you have declined in the past, it's always open for you to have psychological evaluation and therapy on a weekly basis. So I'll write you a 3-month supply, and I'll see you back here in 90 days. Do you have any questions for me? Well, I had a dream. I was at a house in a dank basement. I'd been tipped off by a phone call. So I went to check on the address, and I went into the basement, and the smell of death was all over the place. I mean, there was a body down there. Someone had dumped. In the dream, the girl started talking to me as if we were friends, More than friends. The sounds, the smell, the touch was as real as if I were on the job, investigating a murder down at the waterfront, no different. I dreamed I called the precinct, but I did it anonymously. Well, I must say, that's a very detailed dream. Where were you when you woke up and came to your senses? I woke up in my easy chair. Funny thing is, I was fully dressed and don't remember putting my clothes on. Look, the important thing is we document this, we monitor your doses, we don't take any alcohol in our system, otherwise it will skew the results. Then we'll see how you're doing on your next visit. Remember, you can call anytime and set up an appointment with a counselor for therapy. It's all a part of your health plan. You might as well use it. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you next time. On my way home, I grabbed a newspaper while I was waiting for my prescription. On the inside page was an article about a missing girl found dead in a basement. Police are investigating the appearance of a girl that went missing from a movie theater. The girl had been missing for 8 days and has since been found. Anyone having information about the disappearance, please call the Portland Police Department. My intestines were wrapped up in my throat. I couldn't breathe. Feel like I'm suffocating. What I thought was a dream is a cold, dark reality. And the taunting voice on the phone is real. He's out there, and he needs to be stopped. Upon returning home, I decided to light up a cigar and pour a short one. I turned on some music to soothe my racing brain. When the phone rings, I don't bother to answer it. I know it's him, trying to rattle me. Tonight, it's gonna be filet mignon and I Love Lucy reruns. Upon sitting in my chair, something sharp is poking me from the lining of my pocket. Reaching in, I pull out a silver ear stud with a pretty emerald stone, just like the one my friend had in the basement. I should throw it away, but I have an old metal Band-Aid box I keep hidden in the flooring. Maybe I'll hang on to it. The police might need it for evidence one day. So I lift up the floorboard and take out the bandbox and gently place it inside with some other collectibles from cases I'd worked on over the years. Things that remind me of how brutal it is out there. Watches, barrettes, rings, and a faded picture of a girl I once met while camping with the Scouts down by the inlet. Every once in a while I look at these and am reminded just how dangerous it is out there.